Good evening, everyone. So when we talk about the herpes zoster, जब भी हम herpes zoster की बात करते हैं, so herpes zoster is a special virus. The virus who create herpes zoster, that is a special virus. वो वायरस जो herpes zoster नाम की बीमारी पैदा करता है. This virus is following the specific route. That's why when we see the patient suffering with the herpes, so this virus is going with some specific dermatome. The meaning of dermatome, so from the spine, the nerve are supplying the specific skin area. So suppose from the thoracic spine, nerve are taking exit and supplying this area. So this is called thoracic dermatome. तो डर्मेटोम का अर्थ होता है हमारी स्किन का वो एरिया जो किसी एक नर्व से सप्लाई किया जाता है. उदाहरण के लिए कि अगर ये थोरेसिक 2 वर्टिब्रा है और इसके पास से निकलने वाली नर्व अगर इस एरिया को सप्लाई करती है तो इस एरिया को हम बोलते हैं थोरेसिक 2 डर्मेटोम. सो दिस इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ द herpes zoster, दैट herpes zoster इज फॉलोइंग द रूट ऑफ डर्मेटोम. ये डर्मेटोम की रूट को फॉलो करता है. So suppose if it's in the right side, so it will follow the route in the right side. Or if it is the left side, it will follow the route in the left side. It will just follow the nerve and the route of the nerve. It will go through the nerve. तो ये वायरस नर्व के माध्यम से आगे बढ़ता है. And we know that is the name of that virus is varicella. So either it will go in the right side or it will go in the left side. Generally it is not crossing the midline. ये midline को क्रॉस नहीं करता. अगर ये राइट साइड में होगा तो राइट साइड में ही फैल जाएगा. अगर उसी हाफ सर्कल में फैल जाएगा पीछे से आगे की ओर तक, it will follow the half circle. So particularly this virus is affecting the nerves. That's why we are telling it neuralgia. अगर कोई वायरस मसल्स को प्रभावित करता है तो हम कहते हैं माइल्जिया. द मीनिंग ऑफ माइल्जिया मीन्स द मसल्स पेन, बट हियर वी आर टेलिंग न्यूरल्जिया. द मीनिंग ऑफ न्यूरल्जिया, द पेन ऑफ द नर्व. सो बिकॉज दिस वायरस फॉलोइंग द नर्व, द रूट ऑफ द नर्व, गोइंग थ्रू द नर्व, अफेक्टिंग द डर्मेटोम, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर टेलिंग इट herpetic न्यूरल्जिया. इसीलिए हम इसे न्यूरल्जिया कहते हैं. Yesterday we have talked about the types of the herpes virus. कल हमने herpes virus के टाइप के बारे में बात कही थी. We told that it's affecting the skin in the specific route. ये स्किन को प्रभावित करता है एक विशेष रास्ते के माध्यम से. So there are two types. Number 1 zoster, number 2 simplex. So the herpes zoster, or it is called singles, and another is simplex. तो पहला जोस्टर है जिसे हम सिंगल्स भी कहते हैं. ये कुछ ज्यादा ही खतरनाक होता है क्योंकि सिंगल्स को पैदा करने वाला वही वायरस है जो चिकन पॉक्स करता है. The same virus creating the chicken pox, creating the herpes zoster. The both are bad. The first one are worst. So the herpes zoster is because of the varicella zoster virus. So the symptoms are always first tingling, then the itching, then the burning. पहले numbness आती है, खुजली आती है, जलन होती है और बाद में एक फुंसी बन जाती है. So the first there will be only tingling and burning. You will feel, oh, something is strange here. Then after that you will see the one sore there. तो पहले आपको लगेगा यार यहाँ पर कुछ अनकंफर्टेबल लग रहा है, पीठ में कुछ खुजली जैसी आ रही है और बाद में देखोगे कि वहां पर छोटी छोटी फुंसियां पैदा हो गई. The second virus, that is a herpes simplex virus, और in the shortcut we are telling it HSV. इसे हम कहते हैं HSV in the short. The mainly this virus affecting mouth or the genitals, whether the mouth or the genitals. मुख्य रूप से ये वायरस या तो माउथ को प्रभावित करता है या फिर जेनिटल्स को. The root cause of this virus is herpes simplex virus, HSV. So we have divided in two parts, herpes simplex virus 1 and the herpes simplex virus 2. Herpes simplex virus 1 means affecting the mouth. Herpes simplex virus 2 affecting the genitals. तो वायरस 1 हमारे माउथ को प्रभावित करता है और वायरस 2 हमारे जेनिटल को प्रभावित करता है. So not only mouth, even the tongue, even the throat, even it can go to the eyes, even it can go anywhere in the face area. It might affect the eyes, it might affect the trigeminal nerve, it might go anywhere in the face area. तो हर्पीज जो सिंप्लेक्स वायरस 1 है, ये मुख में होता है, गले में हो सकता है, जीभ पर छाले जैसे पैदा कर सकता है, लेकिन ऊपर आंखों तक जा सकता है, हमारे चेहरे की नर्व, ट्राइजेमिनल नर्व को अफेक्ट कर सकता है. सो इट कैन गो एनीवेयर इन दिस oral cavity and around the oral cavity. And the second virus, that is herpes simplex 2, that is affecting the genitals or called genital herpes. So it is spreading near the penis, vagina, anus, and all around the genital parts in the buttock area. ये genital area के आसपास फैल जाता है, एनस में, पेनिस में, वेजाइना में, buttocks में. So look at here. First I am showing you herpes zoster. पहले मैं आपको herpes zoster दिखा रहा हूं. So you can see here, this is following the specific nerve root or the dermatome. This is following one specific nerve, and this is the specialty of the herpes. It's happened on the half side. ये herpes की विशेषता है कि ट्रंक में होगा तो आधे में होगा, आधे साइड में होगा, सर्कल में होगा. We can see this is also following the specific nerve root, and this is also this also might happen in the arm and the legs. This is the herpes zoster because of the herpes, because of the varicella virus. This is the herpes zoster. These all are zoster. So the herpes zoster, the first one, herpes zoster, happening because of the varicella zoster virus. ये varicella zoster virus के कारण होते हैं. कभी कभी ऐसा माना गया है कि जब कभी किसी को चिकन पॉक्स हुआ, मान लो पहले किसी को चिकन पॉक्स हुआ, अब वो ठीक भी हो गया, लेकिन वायरस शरीर में बना रहता है और कभी कभी ये रीएक्टिवेट हो जाता है और herpes zoster क्रिएट कर देता है, क्योंकि दोनों का वायरस एक ही है. Sometimes the virus of chicken pox is residing silently in the body and reactivating and creating the herpes zoster. So this painful rashes, this pain is really too much, unbearable pain, with the rashes spreading on the torso as a strip, because they are following the dermatome, whether will be on the right side or the left side. तो इस तरह के बहुत दर्द वाले स्किन के रेसेस एक पट्टी की तरह फैलते हैं, डर्मेटोम को फैलते हुए, डर्मेटोम को फॉलो करते हुए, या तो राइट साइड में या फिर लेफ्ट साइड में. These are really very much sensitive. Even touch can aggravate the pain. So these red races are really very painful. So the first, there will be races, and after that there will be small boils or sores. तो पहले तो रेसेस होते हैं और बाद में छोटे छोटे फुंसियां जैसी बन जाती हैं, जिनके अंदर पानी और फ्लूइड भरा रहता है. The fluid filled blisters are forming, and after that they are breaking down. तो कुल मिला के पहले स्किन पर लाल रंग के रेस बने, फिर फुंसियां बनी, फिर फूट गई. So first there is a formation of the races, then the blister, then they are breaking down. but pain is still there. Pain is still there, right? The person, you will see the skin and you will be very happy after a few days, because you will see, wow, skin is become very good now. Earlier it was too red or too black. Now with the treatment, skin has become very beautiful. Now skin looking healthy. But patient will tell you, doctor, my pain is same like earlier. तो आप जब कभी ऐसे व्यक्ति को ट्रीटमेंट देते हैं तो क्या होता है कि उसकी जो काली लाल स्किन, फुंसियां सब ठीक हो जाती है, लेकिन पेशेंट बोलता है कि डॉक्टर साहब दर्द में 1% भी कमी नहीं. So this is very strange condition. Sometimes when we treat the patient of herpes, you will see the very good improvement in the skin, but pain is still there. So we have to apply the specific approach for relieving the pain. तो हमें पेन को मिटाने के लिए एक स्पेसिफिक अप्रोच से ट्रीटमेंट देना होता है. So some people might get the fever, headache, and even they are very sensitive with the sun rays, light. So these are the symptoms of herpes zoster. So herpes zoster and the both types of the herpes can be triggered by food, stress, fever, and multiple more things. I have already discussed earlier yesterday. मैंने कल already समझा दिया है. So let's do the treatment. Let's plan the treatment of herpes. So when we want to do the treatment of herpes, first try to understand. In the one word I can tell, this is liver yang rising. herpes का जो पहला कारण है वो है liver yang rising. लिवर में अग्नि का बढ़ जाना. This is the number one cause of the neuralgia or for the nerve pain. Or we can tell the evil fire in the liver. Liver is very fiery. Liver is having too much yang energy in this condition. तो लिवर के अंदर इतनी ज्यादा फायर होती है कि जब लिवर के अंदर इतनी ज्यादा फायर होती है तो पेन क्रिएट कर देती है. So the liver fire is creating the pain. So when you want to treat the patient suffering with the herpes, so what is the treatment principle? The treatment principle will be, number one, reduce liver yang. This is the first duty. Reduce the liver yang or liver fire or evil fire from the liver. Or the toxic fire from the liver. It's a very simple thing. Why the person getting aggravation when going under the sun rays? Because already fire is more, and if you expose the person in heat and the fire, problem will get aggravated. अगर व्यक्ति के अंदर अग्नि पहले से ज्यादा है और आप धूप में बिठा दो तो और प्रॉब्लम बढ़ जाने वाली है. So each and every things which increase the fire, whether the stress or the sun rays or the heat, might increase the aggravation, might create the aggravation of the pain. So the first thing, we have to reduce the fire, and second thing, you have to purify the blood now. Because of too much fire, blood is also boiling. So there are too much heat in the blood. So purify the blood and remove the heat from the blood. एक तो ब्लड को प्यूरिफाई करना होगा और दूसरा ब्लड में से गर्मी को भी निकाल देना होगा. You have to purify the blood and you have to remove the heat from body and blood. Now third, remove the phlegm. What is that? What is the phlegm? If there are 50 persons touching the floor, touching the patient and coming in the contact of the another patient of herpes, So only maybe one person might suffer with the herpes, not all the 50. It's not like a COVID, like the all person will come and will suffer with the attack of herpes. Only one person, or maybe one in the 100, 1 out of 100% will suffer with the herpes. So why this one person only? Because this person having lots of dirtiness in the body, lots of turbidity in the body, lots of dampness in the body, or lots of phlegm in the body. So only the person having lots of turbidity, dampness, phlegm will suffer. The person having clear body, clean body, having lesser chances to suffer with any disease. तो जब कोई व्यक्ति का शरीर एकदम साफ होता है, गंदगी नहीं होती, तो उसके अंदर कीड़े मकोड़े, बैक्टीरिया, वायरस, पैथोजन का आक्रमण नहीं होता. किसी भी गंदगी पर ही बैक्टीरिया, वायरस बैठते हैं. तो आपका शरीर अगर शुद्ध होगा, स्वच्छ होगा, तो बहुत ही कम संभावना है कि आपके शरीर पर किसी भी बैक्टीरिया, वायरस का आक्रमण होगा. So the third thing, you have to remove the unwanted phlegm from the body. So in the future, person will not suffer again with a herpes. And the principle number next, now treat the nerve. The nerve is suffering since long time. So now treat the nerve. So we can consider here 5 principles. The number 1 principle, reduce the liver yang. Number 2, purify the blood. Number 3, remove the heat. Number 4, remove the phlegm. And number 5, treat the nerve. Let's see once again. तो जब भी आप किसी भी हर्पीज के पेशेंट को ठीक करना चाहते हैं, so suppose this patient is having herpes zoster and having lots of burning, lots of tingling, then the blister and the sores, then they are rupturing, and person is having too much pain or the neuralgia throughout, or this blister is getting healed but person is still having neuralgia, that is called post-herpetic neuralgia. तो अगर एक व्यक्ति को कहीं पर स्किन में बर्निंग होती है, चींटियां जैसी चढ़ती हैं और फिर छोटी छोटी फुंसियां हो जाती हैं, रप्चर हो जाती हैं, लेकिन दर्द फिर भी बना रहता है, और हर्पीज ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक हो गया, स्किन नॉर्मल हो गई, लेकिन दर्द बना रहता है, इसी को कहते हैं हर्पीज के बाद होने वाला दर्द. So the post-herpetic neuralgia. So I told you the treatment principle. What is the treatment principle? The treatment principle is number 1, remove the evil fire from liver. Number 2, remove the heat, remove the fire, or remove the heat, or we can tell fire, from the body and blood. So just twice we are removing fire and fire, because this is liver yang rising. Number 3, the principle, the treatment principle number 3, purify the blood, because blood is also boiling, suffering. Number 4, the treatment principle, remove the dirtiness from the body. Who is inviting the invasion of bacteria? So remove the dirtiness from body. But in the acupuncture, we are telling the meaning of dirtiness is turbidity or the dampness or the phlegm. This is called dirtiness. So remove the dampness, turbidity from the body, and finally please treat the nerve who is suffering. Treat and calm the nerve. Calm the nerve because nerve is suffering. तो जब भी हम हर्पीज को ट्रीट करते हैं तो हर्पीज जेस्चर को ट्रीट करने के लिए हम इन 5 प्रिंसिपल्स का प्रयोग करते हैं। पहला प्रिंसिपल है कि लिवर यांग को शांत करो, दूसरा शरीर की गर्मी को शांत करो, तीसरा ब्लड को शुद्ध करो, चौथा शरीर से गंदगी को निकालकर फेंको, और पांचवा कि नर्व को शांत करो, नर्व को शांत करो। So these are the principles. So how to make the protocol for the herpes? Let's see here how to make protocol and how to treat herpes zoster. So the point number 1, I told you, expel liver yang or the liver fire. So for that, the liver 3 sedation will be the wonderful point. And even we can use liver 2 sedation. So liver 2 and the liver 3 sedation are wonderful point for expelling the liver yang. If you want to ask single point for herpes, then I will suggest to liver 3 sedation. अगर आप पूछें कि herpes का एक ही पॉइंट बताओ बस, बाकी कोई नहीं, तो मैं कहूंगा liver 3 sedation. You will ask why? Why the liver 3 sedation? So I will give you 2 reasons. There are 2 reasons. The reason number 1, see the pathway of liver, meridian. And number 2 reason, as per 5 element concept. There are 2 reasons why the liver 3 is sedation is a better approach. लिवर 3 सेडेशन एक बेटर अप्रोच है। इसके 2 कारण हैं। पहला कारण है हम पहले लिवर का पाथवे देखते हैं, और दूसरा कारण है, चलो 5 एलिमेंट कंसेप्ट की बात करते हैं। सो लेट्स सी द पाथ ऑफ लिवर मेरिडियन फर्स्ट। सो लुक एट द लिवर मेरिडियन। The liver meridian is starting from the feet. This is the liver 1. Then on the babe margin, liver 2, liver 3, liver 4, then the liver meridian going upward, crossing the genitals and ending on the trunk. You can see it is ending on the trunk. Right now our main focus is trunk. तो लिवर मेरिडियन पैरों से स्टार्ट होकर हमारे ट्रंक पर समाप्त होता है। वही हमारा ट्रंक ही तो परेशान है, ट्रंक ही तो सफरर है, ट्रंक ही तो सफर कर रहा है। So this liver meridian is not only good for trunk, but it's also very good for the genitals. ये दोनों के लिए अच्छा है। Now, not only this, let's see the internal circulation of the liver meridian. अब हम इसी लिवर मेरिडियन का इंटरनल सर्कुलेशन भी देख लेते हैं, तो हमें पता चल जाएगा कि अरे वाह, लिवर तो बहुत ही गजब का है। As soon as you see the internal circulation of the liver meridian, then you will see, wow, the liver meridian is the one of the best meridian if you want to treat the herpes. So let's see the internal circulation. Now, see the remaining pathway who is going internally. It's crossing the liver. Then it's crossing the chest cavity, going through the throat, herpes also affecting the throat, going through the mouth, herpes also affecting the mouth, going through the eyes, herpes also affecting the eyes. So the liver meridian is not only for the herpes zoster, but it's for the herpes zoster as well as for the herpes simplex. So the liver meridian is not only good for the trunk or the torso, but it's also very good for the genitals and mouth and the throat and the eyes. तो जब हम लिवर मेरिडियन का पाथवे देखते हैं तो हमें पता चलता है कि भाई ये तो केवल जोस्टर के लिए अच्छा नहीं है, ये केवल ट्रंक के लिए या पैरों के लिए, हाथों के लिए अच्छा नहीं है भाई, ये तो जेनिटल के लिए भी अच्छा है, गले, माउथ और आंखों के लिए भी अच्छा है। तो हम लिवर 3 सेडेशन का प्रयोग करेंगे किसी भी प्रकार के herpes में। सो द लिवर 3 सेडेशन इज द better approach, better whether we want to treat herpes zoster or the herpes simplex, anyone. Not only this, we know the liver and the gallbladder are couple meridian. हम जानते हैं कि लिवर और gallbladder meridian couple हैं। लिवर और gallbladder meridian couple हैं। So if the liver meridian having some problem, even the gallbladder meridian will help, because liver and gallbladder both are exchanging the energy, both are like a wife and husband, both are the yin yang couple. अब हम देखते हैं कि लिवर और अब चलिए gallbladder की भी बात कर लेते हैं। So let's talk about the gallbladder meridian. So if you look at the gallbladder meridian, even the gallbladder meridian supplying the side part of the ribs, side part of the torso. So ultimately the liver and gallbladder covering whole side part, which is highly affected in the herpes. तो लिवर और गॉलब्लैडर मेरिडियन ने पूरा का पूरा साइड कवर कर लिया जो herpes में सबसे ज्यादा प्रभावित होता है। So we can see here, even we can see the internal path of the gallbladder. So internal path of the gallbladder, we can see how it's affecting the whole side, how it's also crossing through the liver. So the liver and gallbladder having very deeper connectivity because both are couple, both are yin yang pair. तो लिवर और gallbladder का बड़ा गहरा नाता है, दोनों कपल हैं। In this way, when you are treating the liver 3, when you are sedating the liver 3, it's a wonderful approach for the herpes, because liver and the gallbladder, both meridian are very deeply interconnected with the torso, with the side, with the trunk. So let's come back here. तो चलिए यहाँ पर आते हैं। So this was the concept number 1. Why the liver 3 is very good? Because liver, the herpes is happening in the path of liver. So we have understood approach number 1. तो हमने approach number 1 को समझ लिया कि लिवर के बिंदुओं को लेना क्यों अच्छा है herpes में। Now let's see the approach number 2 as per the 5 element concept. So as per the 5 element concept, what is 5 elements? The meaning of 5 elements: this is the water element, this is the wood, this is the fire, this is the earth, and this is the metal, and again this is the water. ये हमारे 5 element की approach है। So whenever we are learning the 5 element, we always learn mother-son law, we always learn son law, we also learn grandmother and grandson law. We also learn. Okay, so we are learning these all. There are many laws, many laws. So right now let's focus only on 2 laws which is needed here. हम जब 5 element की बात करते हैं तो बहुत सारे नियम हैं। The rule number 1, the law number 1, mother is always feeding the son. Mother is always feeding son. So mother is always promoting the son. तो नियम पहला है जिसे मदर सन लॉ कहते हैं। इट इज कॉल्ड मदर सन लॉ। एज पर मदर सन लॉ, mother will always promote the son, whatever the condition, whether the son is good or son is bad, mother never care. The duty of mother promote the son. बच्चा कैसा भी है, माँ का काम है उसे प्रमोट करना। दिस इज कॉल्ड मदर सन लॉ। द लॉ नंबर 2, son always suck the energy from mother, or in the other word we can tell like son is sucking the milk from the mother, milk from mother. So this is the law number 2. ये नियम दूसरा है कि बच्चा हमेशा माँ की एनर्जी को सोख पीता है, जैसे बच्चा माँ का दूध पीता है. Suppose mother is having this much energy, so the some amount of energy will be transferred in the son. If mother is having 1,000 rupees, so some rupees will be transferred to the son, maybe 500. Then mother is left only 500. अगर मदर के पास 1,000 रुपीज है तो 500 बच्चे को चले जाएंगे, मदर के पास कम रह जाएंगे. So the duty of son is always sucking the milk from the mother, right? This is the law number 2. And the law number 3. So right now I am just giving a very simple language. Law number 3, it might be having some technical words when we talk in the acupuncture language. The law number 3 is telling grandson. What is the meaning of grandson? The meaning of grandson is this. Suppose this is water. So Buddha will be son and the fire will be grandson. तो अगर ये पानी मदर है तो बुड सन होगा और फायर ग्रैंडसन होगा. लेट्स टेक द अदर एग्जांपल. इफ बुड इज द मदर, then fire will be son and the earth will be grandson. So just the grandson means who come in the another second. This is the first generation and this is the second generation. So grandson who come in the second generation, that is the grandson. जैसे आपके दादा का नाम राम गोपाल, उनके बच्चे प्रेम गोपाल और आपका नाम लक्की, तो आप हो गए grandson. Okay, so the meaning of grandson, who is coming in the second generation, that is the grandson. So the law number 3, grandson is sucking the milk with too much great speed. Just remember this rule. Technically there is some different thing. So grandson will suck the milk from the grandmother with too much great speed. Any grandson in the 5 element cycle, you can take any grandson who will suck the milk with a great speed. Even the grandmother will having nothing left, the grandson will take everything. For example, suppose this is the wood element. The wood element having 10,000 rupees. Okay. So this is the sun. Maybe sun will suck the milk. Sun is sucking the energy. So some rupees will be transferred to the sun like this. So now Buddh is left only 7,000 and sun will be having 3,000. Now some amount transferred to the sun. तो माँ के पास 10,000 रुपए हैं, बच्चे ने 3,000 सोख लिए, तो माँ के पास रह गए 7,000. But when we talk about the grandson, so suppose this is the wood, this is the fire, and this is the earth. When we talk about the grandson, so this is the grandson. and this is the grandmother. So grandson will suck the energy with great speed. So suppose earlier she would having 10,000 rupees, but now grandson will absorb 7,000 rupees. Only 3,000 left here. So this is having very great impact. तो अगर ग्रांडसन को आपने स्टिमुलेट कर दिया तो एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा. सो लेट्स सी द एग्जांपल ऑफ लिवर मेरिडियन. In the liver we are having liver 1. Liver 1 is a wood element. Liver 2 will be the fire element. Liver 3 will be the earth element. Liver 4 will be the metal element. And the liver 8 will be the water element. ये हमारे 5 elements हैं. Liver 1 wood है, liver 2 fire है, liver 3 earth है, liver 4 metal, liver 8 water. So this is the self, because liver is a wood and liver 1 is a wood. This is the self. So now who is the son? Liver 2 is the son. Who is the grandson? Liver 3 is the grandson. Now what is the disease? Herpes. What is herpes? Herpes zoster. What is herpes zoster? Liver yang is too high. So this is too high. What to do? No problem. Stimulate the liver 2, it will absorb the energy. Stimulate the liver 3, it will absorb energy with the great speed. So in this way, when we want to suck the energy, we have to sedate liver 2. We have to sedate liver 3. As soon as we sedate, all the energy will transfer here. So the treatment principle of the herpes: first, sedate the liver yang. How to sedate the liver yang? Sedate liver 2 and sedate liver 3. Wonderful treatment methodology for the herpes zoster. सबसे पहले हमें लिवर यांग को सेडेट करना होगा और हम लिवर 2 और लिवर 3 को सेडेट करके ऐसा कर सकते हैं. And remember this concept: whenever you want to sedate any element, just sedate the son and sedate the grandson. For any, if you want to sedate the heart energy, sedate the son of the heart, sedate the grandson of the heart. If you want to sedate the lung energy, if you want to reduce the lung energy, sedate the son of lung, sedate the grandson of lung. So whenever you want to sedate anything, you want to sedate the energy of the stomach. Maybe someone is having hyperacidity. So sedate the son of the stomach, sedate the grandson of the stomach. Okay, so you can reduce the acidity. So whenever you want to suck the energy, just sedate. It's a wonderful approach. I will give you the example of acidity because many persons are suffering. So this is the stomach. Stomach is a earth. And let's see the 5 element point of the stomach. Stomach 45, stomach 44, stomach 43, stomach 41 and the stomach 36. तो हम stomach के 5 elements की बात कर रहे हैं. This is just for example, so that you can understand the concept of son and the grandson. There is no connection of this with the herpes. So stomach is the earth, and stomach 36 also the earth. We know the stomach 45 is the metal, stomach 44 is the water, stomach 43 is the wood, stomach 41 is the fire, and stomach 36 is the earth. This is the 5 element constitution of the stomach. In this way, each and every element having 5 element constitution. हर element का अपना एक 5 element constitution होता है. हम आगे जब 5 element की क्लास करेंगे तब ये सब आपको और गहराई से समझाएंगे. We are going to do the 5 element class very shortly. That time we are going to discuss this in very deeper detail. So now someone is suffering with a higher stomach energy, higher stomach acidity. What to do? No problem. So stomach 30 is the self. Who is the sun? This is the sun. Who is coming next? That is the sun. And who is coming next to next? That is the grandson. Now very simple. Sedate the stomach 45, sedate the stomach 44. This is the wonderful treatment, only 2-point treatment of acidity. So sedate the stomach 45 and sedate the stomach 44. Excellent point protocol for acidity, for more heat in the stomach. अगर किसी को ज्यादा गर्मी है पेट में, आप ये सन को सेडेट कर दो, ग्रांड सन को सेडेट कर दो. So this is the universal formula of the 5 element. If you sedate the sun and if you sedate the grandson, you will able to reduce the unwanted excessive energies. So now coming back to our protocol, liver. अब हम liver पर आ जाते हैं वापस. So our first responsibility, first thing, what is the first thing? Expel the liver yang. So liver 3 sedation and the liver 2 sedation. Now the next, expel fire or the heat from the body, from whole body and the blood. संपूर्ण शरीर में से गर्मी को निकाल दो. Kindly expel the heat from whole body. So now how to expel heat? So remember one thing. If you want to expel anything out, who will expel? So in the each and every meridian, suppose this is the each and every yang meridian. Each and every yang meridian, like the large intestine, small intestine, triple warmer, gallbladder, stomach, and urinary bladder. In each and every yang meridian, there is a one point that is called source point, or that is called yawn source point. हर एक मेरिडियन में, हर एक यांग मेरिडियन में एक बिंदु होता है जिसे हम सोर्स पॉइंट कहते हैं. The function of source point is always expelling the unwanted energy. Expelling the unwanted energy. So whenever you want to expel anything, you choose the source point. So the source point of large intestine is Li4. Source point is small intestine is Si4. Source point is triple warmer is triple warmer 4. The source point having 4 number for sure. Each and every source point means number 4. हर source point में number 4 मिलेगा. Li4 is the source point. Si4 is the source point. Triple warmer 4 is the source point. So we will find now gallbladder 40 is the source point, again 4. The stomach 42 is the source point, again 4. And the urinary bladder 64 is the source point, again 4. So each and every source point is definitely having number 4. 4 is the lucky number for source point. So the action and function of the source point, expel unwanted energy. इनका काम है फालतू की एनर्जीज को बाहर फेंकना. So they will expel the energies not only from the him, even from the couple, even from the couple. So they are going to expel the energy from the self as well as from the couple. So let's see. If you want to expel the energy from the Li, use the Li4. If you want to expel the energy from the small intestine, use Si4. In the same way, if you want to expel the energy from the urinary bladder, use the urinary bladder 64. Not only this, suppose you want to expel the energy from the LI or the couple lung, you can use LI4. If you want to expel the energy from the SI or the couple heart, use SI4. So this is just example. Whether you want to expel the energy from the self or from the couple, you can always use source point. आप हमेशा source point का प्रयोग कर सकते हैं. Now, what is LI and lung? The LI and lungs are skin. Skin is coming under the metal. So LI4 is the one of the best source point who expel unwanted heat from the skin, who clear the skin. LI4 is the wonderful point. Even we can discuss a lot about the LI4, but right now I want to discuss this much only. Each and every source point having this capability to expel the energy, and this concept is applicable for the young. अगर किसी को पेशाब में जलन हो रही है, आप UB64 को ट्रीट कर दो. In this way, the source point will not only expel the unwanted energy from the self. So urinary bladder 64 is not only expelling the energy from the urinary bladder, but it is also expelling the energy from the kidney, because it's the couple of kidney. So if there is unwanted energy in the kidney, you can expel with the help of 64. So the LI4 is the one of the very good point, right? So now LI4 has been considered as a great point to expel the heat. So LI4 and LI11 together are the wonderful point to expel the heat. LI11 is the empirical point who expel all the unwanted energy out. So LI11 is the next point who expel unwanted heat, who expel unwanted dampness, who expel unwanted wind. So LI11 is the very good point, and LI11 has been considered as a empirical point for expelling function. तो मान लो किसी के बॉडी में गर्मी बढ़ गई और सिर दर्द हो रहा है, LI11. किसी के शरीर में वायु बढ़ गई और सिर दर्द हो रहा है, LI11. So LI4 and LI11, we always using these 2 points if we want to expel heat from whole body. Suppose someone is suffering with a fever, we can use both the points. So the next point will be for reducing the heat will be LI4 and LI11 sedation. तो अब हमारे अगले जो 2 बिंदु होंगे वो होंगे LI4 and LI11 sedation. With the help of these 4 points, means liver 3, liver 2, and the LI4, LI11, we can expel the unwanted heat from the body. Now this become a beautiful protocol. Still our protocol is incomplete, but this become a very beautiful protocol, because here we have seen the liver 3, here we have seen the LI4, and the liver 3 and LI4 together are called 4-gate. Liver 3 in the leg and LI4 in the hand, together these combination are called 4-gate, and the 4-gate means who can expel unwanted heat and pathogen out. तो इस प्रोटोकॉल का प्रयोग हम करते हैं, इसे 4-gate कहते हैं. जब किसी को के शरीर में अचानक से कोई भी दर्द होता है तो हम 4-gate का प्रयोग करते हैं. So let's not discuss the 4-gate here. Let's proceed ahead. So the third step is purify the blood. Now how to purify the blood? If we want to purify the blood, then the very simple approach, use spleen 10 and urinary bladder 17 sedation. Now tell me why the urinary bladder 17? I want to know from you. Why the urinary bladder 17 is the very good point for blood purification. हम आखिरकार अगर ब्लड को शुद्ध करना चाहते हैं तो हम यूरिनरी ब्लैडर 17 का प्रयोग क्यों करेंगे? टेल मी why the urinary bladder 17 is good point for blood purification. So डॉक्टर सुनील जी स्पीड सही है? डॉक्टर सुनील जी, yes, I hope I'm not running today like yesterday. Okay, thank you. So it's the right answer. Excellent. So the right answer is urinary bladder 17 is the influential point. Influential point. Urinary bladder 17 हमारा influential point. So in the human body we are having 8 influential point. Tell me the name of all the 8 influential point in the human body. Tell me someone. Write down. In the human body we are having 8 influential point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are the name of them? उनका नाम क्या है? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. There are 8 influential points. Number 1 UV11, number 2 UV17, number 3 gallbladder 34, and number 4 gallbladder 39. Number next CB12 and the CB17. Oh, CB12 is the influential point or not? No, CB12 is not. Number next, influential point, liver 13, and number 4. Okay, tell me CB12 is influential point or not? So tell me which one is left? कौन सा छूटा है बताइए फटाफट. LU9, lung 9. इसमें से कौन सा influential point नहीं है बताइए. Which one is not the influential point in this 8 point, which I written here? Are you sure that CB12 is not the influential point? Are you sure? Who is sure that CB12 is not the influential point? Yeah, it's influential. All the 12s are right. All the 8 are right. सभी सही हैं. So whenever anyone is suffering with the problem of bone, any bone in the body, we use UV11. Whether the bone, whether the joint pain, arthritis, any bone pain, we use UV11. UV11 का प्रयोग करते हैं जब हड्डियों का दर्द होता है. So whenever anyone is suffering with any types of the blood disorder, use UV17. When we are suffering with the any types of the nerve problem, any types of the muscles problem, use GB34. When we are suffering with the problem of bone marrow, use 39. CB12 is the influential point of all young organ, meaning we are using it for gallbladder, we are using it for urinary bladder, stomach, LI, SI, and PW. So CB12 is the influential point of all young meridian. If I ask you, tell me the influential point of gallbladder, your answer should be CB12. The influential point of stomach, your answer should be CB12. So CB12 सारे young meridian का influential point है. In the same way, liver 13 is the influential point of all yin organ. So whether the lung, pericardium, heart, or the spleen, kidney, and liver. If I ask you, tell me the influential point of liver, Your answer is liver 13. Influential point of heart, your answer should be liver 13. In the same way, CB17. CB17 is the influential point of chi or the energy. CB17 हमारी energy का influential point है, and the lung 9 is the influential point of blood vessels. So when there is a blockage in the blood vessels, varicose veins, we use Lu9. So coming back here, so we are using UV17 for all blood related disorder. हम ब्लड की सभी बीमारियों में UV17 का प्रयोग करते हैं. So UV17 we are using here for the blood, and we also using spleen 10. Spleen 10 is the special point for blood. This is the special acupuncture point for blood. So these are the 2 points we have used here. तो हमने इन 2 बिंदुओं का प्रयोग किया यहाँ पर. So we want to purify the blood. So we have studied the spleen 10. Spleen 10 is the special point, the empirical point of the blood, and UV17 is the influential point of blood. तो हमने इन दोनों बिंदुओं का प्रयोग किया. So we have done the treatment, remove the liver fire, removing the heat from the whole body, purify the blood. Now remove the dirtiness from the body, turbidity from the body, dampness from the body, phlegm from the body. शरीर से गंदगी को निकालना बहुत जरूरी है. So now this is the very important thing, that how to remove dampness from the body. What is dampness? The meaning of dampness is spleen. The meaning of dampness is the earth. So let's look the 5 element cycle. In the 5 element cycle, we know the spleen 1, spleen 2, spleen 3, spleen 5, and the spleen 9. In the 5 element cycle, we know spleen 1 is the wood element, spleen 2 is the fire element, spleen 3 will be the earth element, spleen 5 will be the metal element, and spleen 9 will be the water element. तो ये 5 element की cycle के अनुसार ये हमें पता है. So spleen is the earth and spleen 3 is the earth, so it is the self element. ये self element हो गया. Now who is the sun? Spleen 5 is the sun. Who is the grandson? Spleen 9 is the grandson. So what is the condition? The dampness is too much high, the flame is too much high. How to reduce? Sedate the sun and sedate the grandson. So sedate the spleen 5, it will reduce the dampness. Sedate the spleen 9, it will reduce the dampness. तो अगर आप सन को sedate करते हो और अगर आप grandson को sedate करते हो तो ये dampness को कम कर देता है. So what is the condition? We will reduce the spleen 5 and will reduce the spleen 9. And one more empirical point, that is spleen 6. So sedate the spleen 6. Now with the help of this, you can reduce unwanted phlegm or the unwanted dampness. तो इस प्रोटोकॉल के माध्यम से आप unwanted phlegm को और unwanted dampness को शरीर में से निकाल कर फेंक सकते हो. क्योंकि हमने स्प्लीन, हमें अर्थ एलिमेंट को कम करना है, तो हमने सन को सेडेट कर दिया और ग्रांडसन को भी सेडेट कर दिया. So now add the points here. So now how to reduce dampness. So how to reduce dampness? Spleen 5, spleen 6, and the spleen 9 sedation. So we can use these 3 points to reduce the dampness. Ultimately, we have crossed the 4 points. Now the final point, treat and calm the nerve. Calm down the nerve and treat the nerve. So how to calm down the nerve? अब हमें नर्व को calm down करना है, तो नर्व को calm down करने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे? Let's see here once again. So I told you the gallbladder 34 is the influential point of the nerve. So we'll sedate the nerve. It's a wonderful approach to calm down the nerve. अब नर्व को हमें शांत करना है, तो नर्व का इन्फ्लुएंशियल पॉइंट लगा दीजिए, तो नर्व शांत हो जाएगी. तो gallbladder 34 को सेडेट कर दीजिए. So the question comes, why the gallbladder 34 is calming down the nerve? So let's see once again. So this is the gallbladder meridian. The gallbladder is the wood, And the meaning of nerve pain is the bud. The meaning of nerve pain is the bud or the gallbladder. So the bud energy is very high, that is called nerve pain. तो जब bud energy बहुत high होती है उसे हम nerve pain कहते हैं. So let's see the 5 element cycle of the gallbladder here. So we can see the 5 element cycle of gallbladder. So gallbladder 44, gallbladder 43, gallbladder 41, gallbladder 38, and gallbladder 34. So gallbladder 44 is the metal, gallbladder 43 is the water, gallbladder 41 is the wood, gallbladder 38 is the fire, and the gallbladder 34 is the earth element. ये 5 element की cycle है. So now the gallbladder is a wood, and this is the self. So this is the self. So now what is the condition? The condition is this: if we said it, this is the son and this is the grandson. So if we studied the sun, it will reduce the nerve pain or the wood. If we studied the grandson, it will reduce with a great speed. तो अगर हम studied सन को studied करते हैं तो ये nerve pain को और gallbladder को कम करेगा, और grandson को studied करते हैं तो इसी काम को बहुत तीव्र गति से करेगा. So we are taking the gallbladder 34 for calming down the nerve. So gallbladder 34 sedation is the wonderful approach. So let's see here. So in this way, we have added here gallbladder 34 sedation. So calm nerve. So this is the wonderful protocol for herpes zoster, and we are treating the herpes zoster very scientifically. हम herpes zoster को इस प्रोटोकॉल के माध्यम से संपूर्ण शरीर के किसी भी भाग में से निकाल सकते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. कल मिलते हैं. गुड नाइट. सी यू टुमारो. बाय बाय.